Yeah.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds, no filter. And I don't know what came over me today, but I just had to speak on it because, a lot of people be sleeping on this man right here. And I remember at one point, lyrically, he was that dude, especially in the town. So I'm not going to do this by myself, but you see him on the screen, right? You see him on the screen. That is Prodigy right there. So listen, I'm not going to do this alone. So I got the homie with me in the building. Introduce yourself to the people.
Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power, peace and power. Corinne Blizz Johnson, East New York's finest representative. NYC, New York City Housing Authority. Penn Workman Houses. Penn Workman Houses. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. I love my comrade. Hip hop, hip hop. Let's get it.
So yeah, we talk about a lot of political stuff we talk about, but I wanted to talk about some rap today. And if we're gonna talk about rap, it's not because he's not here. When he was alive, I felt the same way, but him not being here really robbed us of life and more stuff that could have been brought to the table. Like right now, him in a versus setting would be like, woo, like them Prodigy and Mobb Deep joints coming on against somebody in a versus setting, they'd be tough to beat. They would really be tough to beat. But I was just thinking, like, the first time I think I heard him was like the peer pressure joint. And it was cool, you know what I'm saying? But then when he came back with that Shook Ones Part 2, yo, I was like, yo, what and who is that? They had on the Hennessy shirts. I just never forget the temperature, because I was like, yo, who is these dudes? And I'm like, hold up, this is the peer pressure dudes? And then I was like, yo, hold on. Yo, that kid.
When I first heard him, again, you know me. When I first heard them, I was feeling that energy. The energy was crazy, but the first person who introduced me to Mobb Deep, as far as me listening, was again my homie Dallas. The same Dallas that brought me into the management of so many others, but definitely of the chick Tasha, who we spoke on before. Mm-hmm. Dallas was like, yo, you gotta hear this. I was like, what is it? Yo, Shook Ones. Mm-hmm. So I listened to it, and yo, captured. But I didn't know they were that young.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were that young. And come to find out, I started seeing them perform live on a regular. You know how the town was back then.
Yeah.
Had a lot of little different hole in the wall hip hop venues, and especially in the city. And dudes was doing their thing on a regular basis. Come to find out, one of my homies from the East, and who really came up under Dallas, Yamit. My little man Yamit, rest in peace, sleep in eternal peace. Yamit was from the East, but happened to be running around out there with them.
Oh, you talking about, yeah, they shouting him out a lot too, Yamit.
Yeah, because you guys, end up, subsequently getting killed out there. And I didn't know that, again, one of my, I don't even know if I could call him my cousin, man, my little brother, man, Shamik, who I, was living with my family out in Left Rack, was an intricate, and still is a very intricate part of Mobb Deep. Everybody out there in QB and Left Rack know God Shamik, right? He physically introduced me to them, at one of the shows. And all I could remember is the energy, the realness, and how little they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these little dudes. and Prodigy spitting that fire. I was like, yeah, I like it. I liked it for the fact that it was not only street, but very political and very conscious. Like he was very aware of himself. He set the industry on fire, man.
Yeah,
everybody had to take note. Everybody had to take note. And I just recall that initial verse from Shook Ones to date still is it's arguably one of the best verses out for a reintroduction of an MC. Like that shit is rivaling. Again, when we built earlier, that shit rivals Eric B's for President. It rivals AZ's verse on Life's a Bitch. Shook Ones has to be one of the most memorable verses, period. And it's still, going to be there when we have the next Prodigy, whoever that may be, coming through, man. He had dudes shook.
Facts.
He definitely had dudes shook. From that point. So you could imagine during the rest of the album and then the second album, that shit was on fire. But again, I was behind the wall. I believe right after Shook Ones. And they gave me new life. I always say hip hop saved me, man, during that time, man. Because you couldn't tell me that the Havoc and Prodigy wasn't coming up in the P now to get me. Word up. I'm saying that's the type of energy that they had. It gave you hope that this is where it is, that the youngins was listening, and they setting the pace for how that alpha male energy supposed to be moving. And again, like I said, he was street and conscious. He had a nice blend of it in his bars and remained consistent. He had all of them shook. All of them. All the top MCs were scared of him, man.
What's so deep about it too, because like he would even the songs where you might have had songs on the album like called Start of Your Ending, that wasn't really all that to me. It was cool. But then when he start rapping, it was just like, this dude is nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the infamous album, especially Hell on Earth, like Godfather Part 3.
My goodness.
Yeah, Nightmare Vultures. They just, he was just like a whole different level with it. And then what really, that I Shot You verse.
Listen.
That I Shot You verse.
By the time that happened, I really think a lot of dudes either retired or started getting writers.
Yeah.
Because he shitted on that track, that verse on that track. First of all, the song, period, was a hot song. Everybody showed up on it. But nobody, he was levels ahead of everybody on that track.
Yeah.
That verse is crazy. So, and that's what really separated him, because look, who was on that track?
Keith Murray, which was deep because they had beef. Keith Murray.
Right.
Fat Joe.
Okay.
LL, Foxy.
Now look at the range. LL's a legend. You outshined the icon. Joe, to this day, somebody wrote that. I don't know who wrote that. He ain't write that shit.
Facts.
It was fire, but you never heard him sound the same after, and you never heard him sound like that previous to that. So he ain't write that shit. Fox, they could have saved that. No disrespect, but I never got that, and I never got the verse. Again, that was a coming out party for her, right? And Keith Murray shit was all right, but again, it wasn't the same as The Most Beautifulest Thing.
No, definitely wasn't.
He definitely wasn't that Keith Murray. So when you go back and you listen to the impact of it, and even watching the video, which was crazy, you always waited for P. You always waited for Mobb Deep. You wanted to see it. So again, I was just in awe of his talent, and that he was that young and that small. But that's just a testament to who a lot of these MCs are. When you talk about the top MCs, they're always these little persons, like these little dudes who embody what an MC supposed to be and how we move and embody the city. Look, even Nas is not a great big dude. Neither is Rakim, you know.
Or
But
Raekwon. Yeah.
or Ray.
Yep.
You know, but Ray ain't that little though.
No, I'm talking about in height. Yeah, he don't got no height on him.
Height, Ray about 5'7".
Yeah, because you gotta remember the whole Wu-Tang is 6 feet and better. Everybody else is
All
6
of
feet
them,
and better. Raekwon and Ugar is the smallest one.
It's the
Everybody else,
smallest one.
everybody else is
is
6 and
6'2".
better. Yep.
Yeah, 6'2" and better.
Yep.
Exactly. And people don't get that until you around them. And
Yeah,
then
you realize they,
yep.
They all got height on them. Yeah, every last one of them.
Yo, but you know, what he made up as an MC made him very powerful.
The voice too.
So of course you're gonna have people coming out and attacking him or trying to become him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, on the mic. And you heard a lot of people try to copycat that and come around it, but they couldn't mess with that dude.
Yo, I'm gonna name 2 people that really was like I thought was trying to. I respect them. I got a lot of love for them as MCs, but it was 2 people in particular that I really thought was trying to sound like him a lot. One was Consequence to me. I used to always think Consequence tried to sound like Prodigy, and and Juju from the Beatnuts. I always felt like.
Really?
Yeah.
But Juju was out before them.
But in Corona, he tried to say he's trying to sound like
again, they very close in proximity as far as neighborhoods is concerned. Right? They very close in proximity, so we don't know to what degree they rubbed up on each other, because again, they all around Extra P.
Well, I thought he was the father of, to me, Prodigy used to sound like Large Professor in the tone, right? But then he came into his own and just started sounding like himself. But I listen to flows, I listen to patterns. I know for a fact that that Q-Tip produced on the Infamous album. He did Temperatures Rising and he did Give Up the Goods. You know what I'm saying? And he also did Drink Away the Pain. So I guess him getting around a Consequence, because I could play Consequence songs, but I thought he tried to have Prodigy tone and rhyme style. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like even though we was at the dice game making these cats look silly, Willie, that's Prodigy. But again, if you in the chat room and you say fuck out of here, you try to be disrespectful, I get you out of here. Because one thing you never gonna do is talk to me like I'm some herb. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But do you where do we place P on the chart when it comes to Queens MCs?
Oh, he's up there. He's up.
I'm saying is he number 1? Can we make that argument?
My favorite.
Out of Queens.
My favorite. Queens. I'm gonna be real with you. My favorite.
Did he surpass G-Rap?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. That's
G-Rap is not as political.
But nah, G-Rap was,
you think G, because again, because dudes ask me that. They like, how do you put G so far up? I'm like, listen, his flow, his style, his content in between the bars surpassed almost everybody, and he's still doing it. People don't understand that G-Rap was out in 85.
Yeah.
His frame of mind for an MC back then, shit he says is shit. You could play Streets of New York right now.
Fact. Road to Riches, yeah. But my favorite.
And all that. So if G's number 1 and P's number 2, is P passing Nas?
Nah, see, I'm gonna be real with you. G-Rap would be number 1. Okay. Number 2, people might not agree with me because he don't have the body of work. Tragedy? But to me, Tragedy Gaddafi, that's number 2 to me. I'm putting Trash number 2. Trash to me is the father of that style. That real political street thug rap. That's you gotta give it to Trash. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta give it to Trash. And I would give it to Trash, and then number 3. If we're gonna talk about Queens, we can't leave LL out. Now he was never really super.
I'm freezing up.
Yeah, you did freeze up, but LL was never really Let me see if I can get you back. Hold on. Sometimes you just gotta change. You back? Yo. Yeah, he froze. Let me see if I could get you back in really quick. Hold on. Yeah, that happens from time to time. But yeah, I would damn, let me see how I could get him back in this. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me anyway, man. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. But yeah, I would put Traj up there. We can't forget LL when it comes to lyrical, lyrics and Nas. You gotta have Nas in there. So I mean, you would say G Rap, Traj, LL, Prodigy, Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's tough because then you got honorable mentions like Cormega, then you got dope MCs like Pharoah Monch. You know what I'm saying? Like you got different dudes. But what I'm saying is that at one particular point, Prodigy was the most feared dude. I remember like it was just certain records where you just couldn't wait for this dude verse to come on. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't wait for this for this dude verse to come on. Any Mobb Deep record, like think about Right Back at You. Just think about the songs that we're talking about. Right Back at You, Nightmare Vultures. It's so many records that you could go into where this dude was. Why you're saying Big L? We talking about Queens rappers, and you saying Big L. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real about Big L, right? Big L was super nice, super dope. But I think when he died, he became what's the word? He became like an internet martyr. So everybody saw he said Big L, Big L, Big L. But when he was out, nobody really wasn't saying he was like the dopest rapper besides the industry. You know what I'm saying? The industry was saying he was, but then he became like some martyr on the internet. So I kind of really don't like that about the whole Big L thing. You know what I'm saying? When people be like, yo, Big L was the nicest. Big L was the nicest. I'm like, yo, why y'all wasn't saying that when he was alive? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I wasn't even going to stay on here long. I wasn't even going to talk about this long. This was just really just a whole homage to Prodigy, man, and how nice he was. And we one of the most sample voices, one of the most illest convictions, one of the like you knew his voice. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew Prodigy voice, like and especially when he did the Return of the Mac with Alchemist, that Stop Frontin', and it's a lot. He put in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? He put in a lot of work, and lyrically, man, even when he went head to head with people like Nas and them, he ain't never fold. He was up there. You know what I'm saying? Like you could think about Eye for an Eye. You could think about Thug Life. He was incredible. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just wanted to just come here today and just really, really just build on how this man at one point was New York was just like, yo, this dude was one of the best. You know what I'm saying? This dude was one of the best. So with that, I'm gonna get up out of here. Until next time, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Thank y'all for for joining me here today. And I'll holler at y'all later on. We'll be back later with some other stuff because I gotta get Blizz back on. I don't know why he froze. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, keep it thorough. I mean, I didn't really like the G Unit move like that. But Pearly Gates was dope. But on that note, I'll holler at y'all later on, man. Peace. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/doggiediamond.